Welcome to my Ubuntu Mind Shift reflections and tips about how to deal with COVID-19 pandemic and the time that we got given. Quite a lot of us have gone through life complaining that we don't have time for our family, we don't have time for ourselves, we don't have time to do the things that we really want to do, and now we got the time. So the question is, what are you doing with your time? I know it could be very overwhelming when the time comes without you planning. It just comes and you get put into it without really thinking about what you can do with it because you didn't plan for it. Here are 10 things that you can do during the total lockdown. Number one, this is the time for you to go inside of you and think about your life, how it has been up until now, how you want it to be thereafter, what are the things that you need to change, what are the shifts that you need to make in order to do things differently. What is this pandemic, what is this time telling you? This is the time for you to reflect about your life and to make some shift. I know this could be a little bit more complex. If you're interested in reflecting on that, doing that reflection, inbox me and I will be happy to help you with some tools that I've been using that have been very helpful to me as well. Number two, read a book. When did you lastly read a book? This is the perfect time to just scroll on your sofa or in bed with a book, that book that you always wanted to read, and just read and enjoy it. Dive into that deep reading and get some insight, grow yourself, grow your personality, grow your knowledge, and grow your mind during this time. There's so many ebooks and so many audiobooks also online on YouTube that you can find. So utilize that space and make sure that you grow yourself, you grow your mind during this time. That number three is you can clean your house. This is the time to um, this is the time to clean your closets, clean your house, open your suitcase. By this, it could be your life suitcase, it could be all those boxes that you have in your room, in your bathroom, in your closets, wherever they are. Open them, sort them out, and you know, take out the things that you no longer need, rearrange and set your life, set yourself up for a new life. I know that when you arrange, there is something magical about rearranging your closet and sorting out things and letting some go, giving them away to charity or whatever you want to do. There is something magical about that because when you do, you see things from a completely new perspective. And just that process of cleaning and taking things out really help you see things differently, do things differently. And sometimes you come across things that remind you of some of the things that you wanted to do, people that you want to reach out to, or some things that have been important in your life, but which have been buried under that, under the collection of all those things, some of those material things or whatever they are. So sorting out your closets can really help you sort out your mind and your brains and your life in a fantastic way. Try out a new recipe. You have kids at home, you are by yourself. Well, this is the perfect time to try out that new recipe. Be creative. What is it that you have in your fridge? Try to cook something different, cook something imaginative. Um, Imagine you were a chef, you were the first class chef for yourself or for your family. What is it that you cook today? Try something. And when you have tried it, make a note. You can start collecting your recipes. You can start collecting your recipes. You can share them with your friends. And I think and just enjoy that meal that you have created and relax, chillax, have fun, and enjoy. Number five is connect with friends. Connect with friends. There's some people that you've been meaning to talk to, some people that you haven't spoken to for quite a long time. They could be your former classmate, your colleagues. Some of them left the company. They could be your family far away. Some of us will live very far away today from our families, and they may be home. This is the perfect time to connect with families. The perfect time to reconnect with friends. We are very lucky that in this time we are We have social media, we have internet, we have communication, new communication technologies. Just imagine you were to use your landline phone to call people. But we have WhatsApp, we have Messenger, we have Snapchat, we have uh, Instagram. We have so many ways to connect with people. So how about you just make a list of 5 people that you wake up every day and you try to connect with. I have been doing this for the past 5 days that we have been in a lockdown space in South Africa, and it is magical. People come back to you, you know, you feel the love, you feel the pleasure, you feel the warmth, and this really keeps you in a positive space. Try that. It may really change your life completely, and it may bring open new doors and bring new possibilities. I'm saying this because this has happened to me. I'm in the point of uh, discussing a very big business deal because I just reached out to someone like that. So try that out. Learn a new language. This is the perfect time to learn a new language. There are so many tools online on YouTube. You know, you can learn Swahili, you can learn so much more. I mean, you just need to go online and Google apps that allow you to learn languages fast, and just make it a point to learn a new language before the pandemic is over. I mean, in 21 days, in 30 days, I don't know how long your your lockdown is going to last, but use the opportunity to learn a new language. How about that? Number 7, you could start a blog. Start your new blog and share your experience of the lockdown with your friends, you know, with your family, especially if you're far away from home. You can start that blog and just share your daily experiences with them. It hasn't got to be a public blog if you're not a public person. You could just create a private blog and share with your friends, those that are intimate to you, those that you want to know. And in that space, you can share how you're experiencing the how you're experiencing the pandemic, and encourage each other, share love, share warmth, share memories, and you know, share things that make you stay alive, that take the fear and the anxiety away from you and keeps you going. Okay. Number 8 is, oh my goodness, listen to music. There is so much music on YouTube. You know, the music that you listen during your when you were young. Let me give you an example. I just went on YouTube and I found a link with 7 hours of non-stop Makosa. And my goodness, this is so delicious. This is something that keeps me alive. You just get that music and it plays 7 hours. It takes you back into your childhood, takes you into places that you've been. You know, you go through different emotions. It's like walking down memory lane. And this is really, really awesome. So you can go in there, look for music. If you want to chill out, there is a lot of jazz music out there. You want to dance, there's a lot of dancing music out there. So be very specific about the kind of information that you consume, because that really determines your state of mind, whether whether you stay in a space of anxiety, or whether you are, you know, in a space of creativity, in a space of positivity, whether you are attracting positive energy in your life, or really letting the pandemic pull you down. Okay. Number 9 is, think about your legacy. I don't know how old you are. I am 50. So I don't know how old you are. This may be the perfect time to think about your legacy. You know, what is going to be my legacy? How is this pandemic going to shape that legacy? Before this all happened, I had made a commitment to mentor and train 50 young authors, 50 Black kids to write and have their books published before I turn 51 in March next year, March 2021. So that was a commitment that I made. And I am definitely going to keep that commitment. It's about building my legacy. So this pandemic gets me into the space where I try to see, okay, how am I going to shape that legacy? How am I going to build it? How am I going to get my 50 young authors? And how am I going to train them? What are the kind of things that we can be writing about? How can I make this writing journey exciting? So that is how I am building my legacy, trying to expand it using this pandemic. You know, it's something that we're going to be talking about for so many years. It's a landmark in history, and we got given the chance to be here in this moment while it is happening. And it is time, we have a responsibility to document this from our perspective to for the next generation. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Okay, so you can think about your legacy and see how you can use the time that you have at your disposal to design, to shape, and to get that legacy started. Mm-hmm. Number 10, this is my absolute favorite. Write a book. This is the perfect time to write a book. And yes, you may be asking yourself, what should I be writing about? Where do I get started? I know that I am the author of 24 books written in less than 3 years. And I started with that self-doubt. When I was young, I always wanted to be an author, but it took me 41 years to even dare to start. And when I started, I needed a ghostwriter. Needed a ghostwriter to help me to write my first book. And in between, I write books. I write. Yes, I'm a dyslexian. I write with a lot of typos, but still, I realize that my purpose here, my purpose is to write books, to acquire knowledge, and to share that knowledge with people around me. So, writing books is something that I'm very passionate about. That's why I committed to help young people to write their own books. And that's why I am saying this pandemic is the perfect occasion, the perfect time, the perfect context for you to write your first book. You're asking yourself, what should I write about? Good question. Let me tell you something. We're all going through the pandemic, but we're experiencing it from a completely different perspective. Now, this is where you can get started with writing your book. You can write like a journal of the total lockdown, or a journal of the time where you had to stay home, a journal of your experiences, your daily experiences with the pandemic. Okay, you can make that journal become your first book. The second approach to it could be writing, collecting all the funny things that people are putting out there about the pandemic, the things that make you laugh or the things that frighten you, whatever is out there that affects you, that appeals to you, that speaks straight to you. You can collect all of them and write a book about it. You don't have to write a 100-page book. You don't have to write a 50-page book. You can just document something. You can do a picture book, a picture book of all the things that you're receiving that you think are interesting. That's documentation of what is going on. That is a time documentation, a documentation of this moment, how the world looked like and how people perceived and dealt with this pandemic. You document it for the future. Okay. Another way of writing a book could be what things have changed at home. Having kids at home with you or not going to work, how has your work life changed? How has the way you connect with people, with your friends changed? How has the way you wake up and go about your daily life changed with the pandemic? What has changed in your life? These are some of the things that you can add in your book. There is so much that I can tell you that you can write about from this situation that we are in. And if you're interested in writing and you don't know where to start, please inbox me. I will be very happy to give you a template. I will be extremely happy to coach you through your writing process. And I will be extremely delighted to make sure that you have your first book when this is over. Capito? Excellent. My name is Beatrice Achaleke. I am the founder of the Ubuntu Mindshift System, publisher of Ubuntu books, and a series of over 24 books, some of which have been read in school. So I am here to see you write your book. If you're ready, drop me a note. Thank you.